He says, "Thank you, Grammie. I know you love me. Thank you for protecting me, Grammie." He's hearing us tell the story because he's tired of being abused himself. We feel better now that we told the story. After we told the story, we started getting harassed, so I had to put a do not disturb up. That's a number 7. It shows you that's my door. Here's a notice of letter to the landlord that there's been continuous harassment by one of his squatters, aka couch surfers. Here's another letter to the landlord, Michael Hatton, Newport, Vermont, aka Slumlord. As you're going to hear in the video, oh, that red car, by the way, you see how close he kept on parking to my vehicle? Why was he even driving that vehicle with no license? Jeffrey Noyce, Essex County Sheriff's Department, as well as Vermont State Police. It's all because of color of law, snitches, and more. You see, that's Kevin at 9:11 a.m. Valentine's morning, looking up into my bathroom window, yelling, "Call the cops, she's got a gun." This was verified by the judge in April. And so why is it that I got charged with disorderly conduct when I wasn't doing a goddamn thing? But the state of Vermont, I'm going to show to you in an upcoming video the copy of the statements that were written against me and the reports that the Vermont State Police gladly continued to accept against me and write that led to a fictitious warrant for my arrest, as well as a search warrant to take all of this information that I'm sharing with you now. Here's another picture. Why was he so close to my vehicle? I told the cop and I told the judge I have a vehicle, but I wasn't able to drive it because the landlord has on surveillance the people that cut my brakes, put dirt in my gas tank, and did all kinds of shit. Isn't that right, Michael Hatton? And the bullet holes. Oh, and don't forget, back in June of 2021, after all this shit happened, there were 3 homes that got burned, as well as there were bullet holes put through another home. Who were they really after? Because there were already bullet holes in my car and everything else that I just previously mentioned. Here's a notice, another letter of notice to the landlord about all of the frivolous acts being held and taking place at the apartment building, but apparently he was allowing it, right? Another letter about the harassment. I did make it clear. You heard in the DCF report that I made in regards to the squealing noise. Well, here it is.
An hour later, noise is still proceeding, and there's the note that Kevin Bickford left. His handwriting on the door that he says he lives downstairs. This is number 8 upstairs. An hour later, noise is...
So why is it that there's a report saying that I was doing wrong, and that was reported to Department of Children and Family Services? You heard it in the video, right? Okay. So let's go on to the next one. This is going to be 2 hours later, I think, or an hour later or something like that. I had made the report to Department of Children and Family Services. What'd they do about it? They came back months later after starting to retaliate against myself and my daughter. And they did what? They took my grandson into custody. Now I'm told that my grandson is 4 days a week with this guy that was abusing him. And my daughter's not able to see my grandson at all. It's a violation of rights. It's a violation of many rights. They're federal rights, constitutional rights. So when I tell you that you can't fight a federal suit in a state court.
So that you can hear. Is it still going on? Is it still not going on? 11:02. Yeah, it seems to be it's still going on, huh? DCF's been called, Northeast Kingdom Human Services, Vermont State Police. They all know. Okay, it's about 2 hours later. We're going to open the door so that you can hear.
So why did that happen still? So we asked DCF that, and nobody wants to answer to it. But what they did in retaliation was keep on sending the cops to my house and making reports against me, so we've already going to share that with you. But you see, okay, so I had to put that up on my door. And that was because they continuously harassed me, okay? So I wrote a report to the police, Vermont State Police. They did nothing about it, okay? Here it is about the report of the abuse, okay? They can't say they didn't receive it because they did. It was sent, okay? So they did receive it. Here's all the bullshit in the hallway, you see? Okay, so here we go. I'm going to play it to you. Hold on. Let's listen to the other part of this.
So that it drowns out and yells at him and says, "Kobe, shut up." I don't appreciate that. My grandson isn't going to be brought up in a situation like that if I can help it. And I know my daughter and my grandson and I have constitutional rights as humans and our disability rights, and they're all being neglected. Everybody aware, and nobody has done anything, to my knowledge, and I can affirm that, to assure that my grandson, my daughter, and myself are safe from the abuse that's taking place in this apartment building, unjustifiably taking advantage of vulnerable, emotionally distraught individuals. How can I help you? This is not an emergency, but I would like to know if anybody recorded the conversation that I had started to make a complaint on the other day, so that I am able to record everything that happens.
This is proof. They hide stuff.
My email address is Yeah, I understand, and I'm explaining that I have rights, and so therefore my email address is kimcowes@gmail.com, and Robert McKay is very
McKenna.
well aware of my email address from the Commissioner's Office of the headquarters for Vermont State Police. So I would request that this be sent accordingly and directly to, as it is a great concern of mine for the safety of myself, my daughter, and my grandson. Can I have the address that it showed up at so I can at least track this to the right person? Yes, ma'am.
This is Vermont State Police.
Railroad Street. Island Pond, Vermont.
I record everything because of transparency issues. As reason being I've got medical issues,
I strongly believe
they keep the records thinking that I'm going to forget and I won't get them.
that she was Vermont State Police. So what, just to clarify, was it DCF who showed up or was it DCF, and I believe the Vermont State Police trooper as well.
And they still haven't told me why.
Yes, they knocked on my door knowing that the accused is right across the hall from me in that heightened situation over the weekend. Yeah.
Wasn't that conspired by Vermont State Police
I have the recording.
and DHS, DCF,
Aware of the situation.
Adult
They were
Protectives,
also told twice at intake.
and TJ
I have
Donovan?
recorded that they were not to call
He's
me,
the
they
overseer
were
of
to
all of them.
email me. Instead, they took it upon themselves to try to call me twice. Once from a private number, second time from a private number.
It's
and
no
knocking
wonder
on my door
they
after
deleted
knocked
my
on
YouTube
my daughter's door,
because the
which,
election's coming
again,
up
I was
and I'm
the
bringing
caller.
it all ahead.
It was in concern
to everybody.
for the safety of my grandson, and the
Yep.
accused answered the door the first
Because
time
everybody
I told
needs to
him
know
that
how
I
they
lived
abuse
down
people
there.
and
So
how
therefore,
they
my
stole
rights
the
have been
election
extorted.
under the direction of TJ Donovan.
The accused is a Kevin Bickford. I just want to ask you, why don't you like to communicate on the phone? Because I have a pacemaker.
And I don't fucking have to. Violation of ADA rights, just so you know.
All the lines are recorded.
And they're not shared. It's a transparency issue.
Well, but see, I have paperwork from a transcript in court that proves to me that I've been lied about by the Vermont State Police as
Amy
well as
Basari,
DCF, so I record
also known as
everything on
LeClaire.
my end. Because again, I have lawsuits filed against them as well.
She used to feed the kids alcohol up behind my house and throughout the town of Island
Yeah, I
Pond.
want to talk with the commissioner like I requested in the beginning, please.
She probably ought to be investigated too for sleeping with underage.
Okay.
Just like Mary
thank you
Hare.
very kindly, ma'am. I'm ending this call. I'll call call the commissioner's office myself. Have a nice day. So that it drowns out. And yes,
Okay, so that right there tells you that it's like they see your name in the computer, and this is a proven fact, and they only take what they have to for information, but it doesn't go any further than to the Attorney General, because see, when you call for assistance, you're actually calling the person that is against you, which would be the Attorney General in the state of Vermont, because he is the overseer of all of these agencies, organizations, and everything, okay? And he works hand in hand with the federal court judge, as well as the clerk of the federal court, and who oversees the United States Postal Service in Vermont, DOJ, and the Attorney General. So that's why my mail was coming up missing and all this shit was happening, without a doubt. All right, so we're going to get that as well. But this is about Vermont State Police, and we're getting closer to everything, and you people are going to start understanding it's not just me that it's happening to, but apparently it's me that you're going to start listening to.